My name is Marjorie Brink. Feel free to call me by my first name. Can you tell me who you are?
You should know, lady.
Yes, but can you tell me all the same?
Name's Logan. Wolverine.
Do you recall where you are?
Hunter's Point. Secret lab. Bunch of crazy unkillables I'm gonna be making uncomfortable when I figure out the scam here and make sure that kid don't get hurt.
Long-term memory. Short-term. Always the same.
Lady, can you stop with that nonsense? Giving me a headache.
That's probably a good sign, and hardly surprising. You were shot through the eye with a .40 caliber frangible bullet. When it struck the interior surface of your adamantium skull, it shattered. Over a dozen slivers of lead and copper then began to ricochet through your brain. To remove those fragments, I was required to dig through your healing eye, essentially sift your gray matter, and pack it back in as best I could. And yet, you know who you are.
Lady, as long as it took me to find that out, I ain't gonna forget it easy.
The question is, how do you know?
Because I do.
Look, see, this was perforated. Your entire brain then diced and scrambled. The tissues regrew. Yes, fine. That is the nature of your X gene mutation. But your memories. Did your tissues reknit in a pattern that predetermined specific electrochemical signals to re-encode your memories? Or is some measure of your endurance embodied in a metaphysical form that stores these memories for you? Is your healing a mutation, or is it a spiritual endowment?
You're the doctor. You tell me.
Oh, niet. I'm not a doctor. I'm a librarian. I read a bit about brain surgery. Most of it useless, as it all involves cutting open the skull, and went to work.
Going for your mad scientist merit badge soon?
Niet. But it's possible that I am destined to lead the last of mankind in their final battle against the demon's son. And while I have thousands of years, there is a great deal to learn if humanity is to survive.
I was about to call you crazy, but I've seen futures weirder than that.
And you remember them, along with everything else. And it's not just you. The others all manifest the same phenomenon. None are invulnerable. All can be hurt, or at least damaged, but no matter how their brains are mutilated, when they heal, their memories and personalities are intact. Mr. Goth volunteered to be burned to ash. We found him that night, recoalesced, raiding Windsor's liquor cabinet, as louche as ever.
No, I was right the first time.
About?
You're crazy.
I've spent a great deal of time alone with books. Decades. It's made me a bit eccentric and socially awkward.
Well, Try taking off the bloody surgical gear. Maybe offer a guy just back from the dead something to wear.
I get caught up in things and forget the impression I'm making. Better?
Ain't gonna complain. Now if I could get a shirt.
Oh, you won't need a shirt.
Well, it ain't what I had in mind. But if I'm gonna spend the next couple days being shot in the head, I'll take it when it's offered.
Niet. I'm sorry. That's not what I...
She meant my pet. Why waste a shirt? Grrr! In over 3,000 years of life, my dear, I have made an intimate study of human anatomy and of the limits to which it can be stretched. Imagine, with the subjects such as you, what I may now add to my breadth of knowledge. You must be calm and docile and cooperative, my dear. We do not want the sweet child to lose his precious head.
She's not actually lying, Logan. It's crude methodology, but she's meant to be testing specific limits of your healing factor. Technically within the bounds of your compliance agreement with Windsor, the boy's life to be forfeit.
I'm playing along, lady, but it ain't gonna last. Put that in your notebook. How nice. Knowing we will be able to work together amicably. Yeah, do your worst. And don't be surprised if I forget to scream. In that case, my dear, I will have to do my best. Your past, it haunts you, so you think. Here now, how does this compare with long ago horrors? Be honest and tell me. How do I look? Look like something I'm gonna kill. No! How lovely. You remembered to scream. I got to get me some of that.
I'm afraid you won't have the opportunity to abuse Wolverine, Mr. Slaughter. I'll be asking you to eat only a small bit of him. Just enough to see how digestion affects the tissue.
I ain't talking about that, little doggy. I'm talking Yi Yang. That chick is hot.
I'd feign an appalled reaction, but I do see the attraction.
Total Asian cougar with a serious S&M thing on the side. A 3,000-year-old cougar. There must be a better euphemism. On the record, you two, Slaughter, Scavenger, I'm talking you two. You two are sick fucks.
I'm with you, Suicide. I mean, she's kind of reminds me of my sister. Oh no, wait, it's just all the blood.
Sabertooth. No, that's terrible.
What I mean is, she reminds me of my sister's corpse.
Man, I'd like to suck the life force out of her.
Say something about my sister. Go ahead. I'll blow your mind out of your skull.
You gonna shampoo my hair with your bubble gun? Gonna blow my mind with how you can bring out my highlights?
I'll blow your mind into a funhouse and out the back door into a concentration camp.
I'll suck the life force right out of you. Suck up everything. Feel everything!
Do it! Do it!
Do it! Do it!
Do you know what I am thinking about, gentlemen? I am thinking about a virus. A retrovirus. Fast and aggressive. One that kills several key bacterium of the lower intestines, causing a resultant severe loosening of the bowels. Infected with the virus, a person would literally shit themselves to death in less than an hour. First solids, then loose stool, then blood. Self-healers like yourselves would not die of such a thing, but being rather more subtle than a knife wound, your systems would not recover quickly. Indeed, the person who died after a single hour might be considered luckier than the self-healer who would have to endure a day or more. A day or more of bloodshed. Yes, I can see it quite clearly now. The form of this virus, its components. In these, I am served well by the years of isolation in my uncle's laboratory. Deep meditation and focus are skills best mastered in solitude. With enough practice, one's body becomes responsive to one's thoughts. The mind can employ all the physical tools at hand. The compendium of contagion that is my DNA. Excellent source material for an educated and imaginative child with time on his hands. Ah, there it is. I can taste it now. Maya lemon, ambergris, civet urine, paint thinner, and a hint of bile duct. An acquired taste, no doubt. If I were to cough now, this virus would dislodge from the back of my throat where it has cultured. Before you could leave the room, it would nestle happily on your lips or in the cilia of your nostrils. And you'd soon be searching the bathroom cabinets for ass tampons, which we do not have.
I'm cool. No problems here.
Hey, I'll admit it. I'm batshit enough to be curious about what that experience might be like. But I'm gonna take a pass just now because this is my last pair of drawers. I've no illusions about the volatile mixture of personalities I've brought together, gentlemen. But I won't tolerate undue friction. Something might ignite. There would be chaos. And chaos is an element in which Wolverine is very much at home. Yin Yang should be finishing up. Scavenger, once Wolverine recovers, you can go to work.
Yeah! I've been waiting for this! Yeah!
The rest of you may want to leave the room for now. Having concocted this bug, I'd hate not to see it at work. Sykes, I'm sure you are the only one with a healing factor strong enough to recover quickly.
Gun Hunter? I love that Sykes. Always a snappy comeback. Poor damn son of a bitch.
Guess I'm gonna be eating out tonight. Get me some Wolverine life force. Hell yeah!
So you have highlights?
Even you, Mordegan, would find this unpleasant.
Oh yes, blood stools, no doubt. Too esoteric even for me. Till later then. Tough luck there, Sykes. So, Cougar, Sabretooth. Komodo Dragon. Is that racist of me?
What is the past? I have a great
idea of it. So much, it would be easy to become lost in it, to fall into the depths of my past, and drown there. If the past were an ocean, which it is not. The past is not an element. We are neither lost in it, nor born upon it. It does not weigh us down. It does not, I know, burn. I am older than Jesus Christ, older than the idea of such a man. If the past were a burden, I would have been crushed eons ago. But now, I exist, as I always have, in the breath of each mere moment. Pearls of perfection, strung to infinity, all with at least a single flaw. Accents of beauty. This pearl, my dear, so lustrous, is receding already. I can only hope it glowed brightly enough to distract you as it passed. For me, how sweet. Now do you remember not to dwell on our time together? Relax in the cradle of now, rocked by the recession of the past and the approach of the future, both inexorable. Man, I hate you! Something like that. What you just went through. I hate you for that. I really, really hate you, man! And I'm not just saying that because people think you're so fucking cool! I'm not just saying it because I've been robbed of every physical sensation! I'm not saying it because you've lived so long and felt so much! I hate you because you breathe! I hate you because you're warm! I hate you because you have people you care about! So I'm gonna take all that away from you, man! Chew it up! Suck it dry! Spit it back in your face! It doesn't make you happy anyway, so give it to me, fucker! Too much. How do you not love life with all that inside you? That energy, all that sensation, so much to feel, and it all feels good. What a waste. All that, and you spend all your time moping, whining. You don't deserve all that life. Do the universe a favor. Give that life to someone who knows how to enjoy it. Oh man, we're gonna be at this all night.
All night. 11 times in all. Wolverine's recovery periods decreased with each successive absorption as Scavenger became sated. He is never sated. Bloated may be a better word. He did, in fact, vomit at one point. A surfeit of life force? That is interesting. And this, as Scavenger required greater intervals to regain his appetite, Wolverine healed more quickly. Resistance? He displayed a similar reaction to Yi Yang's ministrations, as she employed increasingly baroque techniques. He healed at a complementary increased rate. Remarkable. This quite validates your theory. It does indicate a correlation between the strength of his healing and the demands put upon it. Yes, but the testing has been far from scientific. Still, your eye for detail in the written record. All those news accounts, blog entries, pop culture references. Difficult to glean accurate details about his medical records. Injuries sustained, time elapsed between eyewitness accounts. Exactly my point. But yes, it seemed that his self-healing was becoming far stronger over time, as though his mutation was adapting to ever-increasing strains put upon it.
Here!
If he can become resistant to Scavenger's power,
he should develop resistances to anything.
I wouldn't want to overstate the possibilities, Windsor.
Your conservative nature flatters you, Marjorie. Guy must live on tequila and jalapenos, burned like hell.
Drink. Not that it will help a great deal, but the centuries cannot erase the manners that go with good breeding. No? Don't despair. Your thirst will return. Mine did. Then again, I was only drained once by Scavenger. Volunteered so that Miss Brink could get a baseline measurement from another self-healer. One who could give me a verbal account. Sykes had been useless. Recovered more quickly, even than you. But no comment on the experience. Hasn't said a word since they dug him up. A resourceful woman. Miss Brink. Her research not only allowed Windsor to expand his collection of self-healing and infectious ephemera, but also uncovered relics as obscure as myself and Yi Yang. Sykes, however, is genuinely unique. From what I gather, he once drank the only dose of an immortality serum, and promptly fell into a pit of quicksand. He is quite possibly the most potent self-healer in the world, and it seems dumb as a stump even before he went mad. Though there is a vintage wanted poster that proclaims him public enemy number 1 of 1953.
Bub, whatever you're gonna do to me, you best start before I get my shit together, or I'm gonna...
Yes, you were saying?
Nothing. I got nothing to say. I don't know what I...
You've been tortured by a sadist with 3,000 years' experience in the art, and had your life force consumed 11 times in one night. I'd venture that you're experiencing a high level of existential despair. Sourceless anxiety is always particularly alienating for individuals rooted in the physical. Here, it will help somewhat not to be naked.
Thanks. And I'll...
Yes, help yourself. I've cases of the stuff.
This gonna get your soul tortured?
No. Ultimately, I'm just passing the time. I don't particularly have your well-being at heart.
Good to know. Don't want to be slowed by regrets when I come to rip your guts out.
See? There. You're feeling more yourself already.
Thanks for that, Mortigan. One thing we've learned about the scavenger psychological effect is that victims recover more quickly in the presence of some degree of human warmth.
Keep the coat, Logan. If it smells familiar, that's because it came off the corpse of a man you killed several years ago, back when you used to keep count. Should anyone need me, I'll be in my room drinking away my self-loathing.
A guard at the old Hellfire Club, I believe. Yes? Yes. We had to go back in the record and find specific mention of claw-like lacerations. Such notations are fairly common now. Dozens, actually hundreds of more recent autopsies mention similar wounds, often redacted by SHIELD. But time and effort can bring just about anything to light. Newer corpses carrying your DNA traces were easy enough to track down, but we needed an older sample for comparison. It's amazing how much tissue gets lost in super battles. All those explosions, flames, lasers, impacts of unearthly force. People will scoop up just about anything blown off a hero or a villain. The cult of celebrity at work. You are what is known as a fan favorite, though. Truth be told, you've left so much of yourself scattered about. The prices are somewhat bargain basement. The Hunk's toenail cost more than your entire catalog. No offense. The Hellfire God was a very rare find. One of your only kills in an extended period. And an excellent place to look for your DNA. Very rewarding. We have a sample from Weapon X. Easy enough to come by. And there's little or no change in your mutation between that and this bit from your early X-Men period. But between that era and now, there seem to have been radical changes. Your senses, speed, strength, and healing in particular, all have undergone additional mutation. Evolution. As if the more you are burned and beaten, the faster you heal from burns and beatings. Until dropped from orbit naked, you survive both the heat of re-entry and terminal velocity impact. Developed resistances. Something I am very, very interested in.
I'm done here.
Please, my son, don't make me.
That kid, what did you do to make him smell like your son?
The record suggests you have a thing about father-son relationships.
The record mentioned how I ain't a guinea pig for bad guys to harvest X genes from so they can cure their own damn sicknesses.
Huh, sorry. Just you're so wrong. Really, it's not funny how wrong you are. Logan, what if there were a virus? Very specific. An X-gene resistant virus that caused an allergic reaction.
What if you didn't have a head?
I'd die, and as I did mention before, so would a sizable percentage of the local population. Better, if you want to kill me, that you choke me to death and seal my corpse in lead and concrete.
Thanks for the tip.
And my allergy virus?
Allergy to what?
Adamantium, of course.
Cough and you die.
Logan, truly, I'm sorry. But I've been breathing in this room for several minutes now. Seriously, so wrong.